We're not cold, we're not afraid. Many taught us to be brave. We're not cold, we're not afraid. Many taught us to be brave. We're not cold, we're not afraid. Many taught us to be brave. Many taught us to be brave. Many taught us to be brave. Give it up one more time for the Good Trouble Brass Band. My name is Minna. I'm an organizer with the Party for Socialism and Liberation. And I want to ask y'all, why are we here today? We are here because the brave people of the Twin Cities, they made a call. They said, we are under siege. We are under attack. Do you have my back? In Boston, we said, damn right. When I say, are you ready to fight? You say, damn right. Are you ready to fight? 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 That's right, Boston. Minnesota, the Twin Cities, they faced an invasion of thousands of ICE agents. The Somali community of Minnesota received disgusting, racist attacks. The Trump administration thought that the people of Minnesota would allow their Somali brothers and sisters to come under attack. And is that what happened? Did the people, the multinational community of Minnesota, stand back and watch it happen? Absolutely not. We saw our sister, Renee Nicole Good, standing with her neighbors. We saw her murdered in cold blood by ICE. A citizen, a woman who was standing with immigrants in her state. And how did Minneapolis respond?
Solidarity!
With the first general strike in over 90 years! On January 23rd, the Twin Cities were shut down! Students, workers of all types, small businesses said, we stand with our immigrant community. We stand against ICE terror. And yesterday, on January 30th, that action went nationwide. Make some noise if you were here yesterday at Copley Square. Good to see you again. Because the Trump administration, after January 23rd, the morning of the 24th, they thought that by executing, by murdering our brother, Alex Preti, they thought that they could scare us into silence. And what do we say to that? Are we done fighting? I said, are we done fighting? Absolutely not. Yesterday, we had thousands of people in the freezing cold. We had young people. We had multiple high schools from the Boston area walk out of school saying, we know what the right side of history is. We had university students. It was incredible. Students from MIT, from Northeastern, from Harvard, from high schools all across the Boston area saying, we have had because we will keep going. We will not stop until ICE is abolished. So it's so good to see. I can't even see the end of this crowd. But I want to get us started. First, please give a warm welcome to somebody who has been working hard to keep us all safe. Please shout out Carl Clare from UU Mass Action!
Who keeps us safe?
We keep us safe.
Who keeps us safe?
We keep us safe.
Who keeps us safe?
We keep us safe.
Yeah, that's right, we do. Raise your hand if you're here for 100% non-violent action. That's right, that's right. All right, folks, so I want you to know that there are safety team members spread throughout the action. If you need help, they're wearing a gorgeous reflective orange vest. It's very attractive. If you need medical assistance, there's a blue tent across to my right, your left, most likely. And I want you to know that at more and more of our events, we have MAGA among us. And I encourage you to consider not doing any interviews unless you can identify who they are with a press badge. I want you to consider that. And I also want you to consider how much of your face is showing if someone walks by you with a camera. Okay? You get to choose your risk assessment, but I want you to have information. All right? That's right. All right, so we're going to do the Boston safety chant. You ready? Repeat after me. We are many and we are loud.
We are many and we are loud.
We'll take care of this big crowd.
We'll take care of this big crowd.
Folks in the back might not have heard,
Folks in the back might not have heard.
so let's make sure to spread the word.
So let's make sure to spread the word.
Throughout the day we'll be alert,
Throughout the day we'll be alert.
and that is how no one gets hurt.
And that is how no one gets hurt.
If someone's here to agitate,
If someone's here to agitate,
we'll walk away, don't take that bait.
we'll walk away, don't take that bait.
Who keeps us safe?
We keep us safe.
Who keeps us safe?
We keep us safe.
Who keeps us
We
safe?
keep us safe.
Woo! All right. Thank you, and get home safe.
Give it up for Carl Clare! Show me what community looks like!
This is what community looks like.
Show me what community looks like!
This is what community looks like.
Show me what community looks like!
This is what community looks like.
Give it up for yourselves! Donald Trump and the rest of his cronies claim that they know what makes us safe. Claim that ICE keeps us safe. Do we believe them? I said, do we believe them? Absolutely not. We see the hard work that people like Carl Clare put in and day out. We know that our communities, when they get organized, that is true safety. So I want to shout them out. We also know that there are many ways that our people are standing up to Donald Trump and the rest of the right wing. So up next, I really want to give a warm welcome to Amanda. You might know her as Cats on a Couch, who was set up to racists like J.D. Vance. So please give a warm welcome to Amanda, Cats on a Couch. Holy shit.
Hey y'all, I'm Amanda from Cats on a Couch, and I was asked to come here after having spent a few days in Minneapolis just this past weekend. And I find that with the audience that I have now, which is silly because the whole thing started to troll the shit out of JD Vance. It's turned into something a little bit bigger than that. And I couldn't in good conscience tell people to get to Minnesota and help Minnesota without myself getting to Minnesota, and so we fucking went to Minnesota. And I was there for the march, and I was there when Alex was murdered in the street. And I was there to witness ICE terrorizing these communities, but what I also witnessed was a lot of fucking love, man. And despite the fact that Minneapolis and Minnesota are under federal occupation from an illegitimate Gestapo, they're showing up. They're showing up in compassion, in care, and love, and they're fighting back. And so, while I was there, I had the intention of not being like another creator, just kind of adding to the noise. And so we did some mutual aid, and we had a goal to raise $10,000 that we could then give to the people on the ground and have that dollar go further. And because I continuously underestimate us, I guess, in a few days we raised like $140,000. I cried, ugly cried for like a long time. But all that money went to really good organizations, incredible organizations, including the one that you guys are raising money for today. And so I just want to tell you a little bit about them, and then I'll join the rest of you. But there's an old church in the Minneapolis-St. Paul area, and they've completely revamped this church, and it's called Zion Community Commons. And out of there, they've been supplying resources to the community for years, but obviously things have been taken up a notch in their community, and there are our indigenous brothers and sisters are afraid to leave their homes, our Somali brothers and sisters are afraid to leave their homes, our Latino brothers and sisters are afraid to leave their homes, so they stepped up and they're providing aid. And they're doing it in such an incredible way, right? So they're sending out weeks worth of groceries to these families, and it's not just groceries, right? They brought in a nutritionist so that every single bag that goes out is nutritionally sound. They recognize also that the systems that we have in place are violent in nature, right? Produce is more expensive than crack food, right? And so produce is not accessible to many, especially our low-income friends, right? So they made sure that access to these resources were not a barrier for them. Everybody is worthy of receiving high-quality food, highly nutritious food. They also, anytime there's a need, they fill it, right? They saw as women, pregnant women in the Somali community, or pregnant women, pregnant Latinas, are going into the hospital for routine care or for labor and delivery, and were being handcuffed to a bed. And so they stepped up, and they found within their community, they built a network of midwives, right? So that they could provide access to compassionate care that we all deserve, right? Every time there's a need, they fill it. And so personally, I think, this organization is very worthy of your time and your resources, and you're sharing them. There are so many like them on the ground in Minneapolis doing absolutely incredible work, and I want to remind you that what we're doing is not charity, it's solidarity, right? Because in reality, what's happening in Minneapolis is happening there now, but it could be happening in Boston tomorrow, and you'll bet your ass that they'll be there for us.
That's
right? So I'll end with this, and if you've got kids in the audience, maybe like a little earmuffs. But I would be remiss if I had access to a microphone and I didn't say it. Okay? So fuck the fascists. Fuck ICE. Fuck Donald Trump. Fuck JD Vance. Kristi Noem is a bird-legged hoe. And Pam Bondi, come and fucking get me.
Give it up for Amanda! Money for jobs and education!
Money for jobs and education.
Not for war and deportation!
Not for war and deportation.
Money for jobs and education!
Money for jobs and education.
Not for war and deportation!
Not for war and deportation.
Money for jobs and education! Not for war and deportation! Give it up again for Amanda! Yeah, I really want to highlight what Amanda said about this goes beyond. Of course, we are fighting to abolish ICE. We are fighting for our immigrant communities to feel safe, to feel like what they are, which is our neighbors, our family, our friends. But even beyond that, you know, everyone should have access to health care. Everyone should have access to healthy food. And that is what we are also fighting for.
That's right.
It's a natural extension of our struggle to say not only should we not be afraid of arrest and deportation, but our children should not be afraid to go to school.
That's right.
And the schools that they go to should be well funded.
That's right.
And Amanda was in Minneapolis and saw the same things that we are fighting for right here in Massachusetts.
That's right.
So I really want to shout her out. And something else that we see happening in Minneapolis, that we saw happen in our New England state of Maine, was the attack on our Somali brothers and sisters. It is clear that this is not only an attack on immigrants, but it is an attack on black immigrants. The disgusting anti-black racism of Donald Trump and the rest of his goons could not be clearer. And we see it continuing because next we know that they have their sights set on our Haitian community. They're ending TPS, temporary protected status, for our Haitian brothers and sisters next month, tomorrow. During Black History Month, no less. And what do we say to that? They targeted our Somali brothers and sisters in Maine, here in New England, and we can expect that they have their sights set on our Haitian brothers and sisters right here in Boston. So are we just gonna let it happen? I said, are we gonna let it happen? So, up next, someone who has been fighting to preserve TPS, not just today, but for months, ever since Trump took office for a second time. Please give a warm, warm welcome to Angela with the Massachusetts TPS Committee!
Hi everyone, my name is Angela Palma. I am the proud daughter of two Salvadoran TPS recipients. I am a proud product of struggle, resilience, and persistence. For those who don't know what TPS is, let me lay it out for you. TPS is a humanitarian program created by Congress in 1990. It grants lawful immigration status and work authorization to people who cannot safely return to their home countries because of war, violence, or natural disasters. Today, TPS protects people from 17 countries, over 1.5 million people. Most have lived here for over 25 years. They have contributed over $22 billion in taxes. They've built businesses, contributed in hospitals, staffed pandemics, and held this country together through labor shortages. TPS holders have also raised U.S. children like the one standing in front of you today. Like many, we've grown up here, built our lives here, and call this country home. So let's be clear. Congress must act, and they must act now. Because if Congress fails to pass legislation within the next year, we are facing the largest de-documentation in U.S. history. Over 1.5 million people stripped of their status overnight. And let's name the real threat. The attack on TPS is not about policy. It's about punishment. It's a part of the Trump administration's ongoing effort to demonize immigrants, dismantle humanitarian protections, and expand deportation pipelines through ICE. And ICE is not just a system of enforcement, it is a system of harm. Let me tell you a story about a woman from our TPS community. She was a TPS holder. She had lived in this country nearly her entire life. She worked, paid taxes, and followed every rule the government set for her. And instead of protection, she was detained. She died while in ICE custody due to the fact that she had cancer and was denied her treatment. A woman who was protected by TPS, a legal status, died alone in detention because this system treats immigrant lives as disposable. That is the reality of ICE. That is what enforcement without humanity looks like. That is what happens when the government chooses detention over dignity. Ending TPS doesn't just take away papers. It puts lives in danger. It tears parents from children. It destabilizes entire communities. And in the worst cases, it kills. Nothing about TPS lives are temporary. Our futures are not disposable, and our communities are not up for negotiation. TPS holders have been brave enough to give this country the best years of their lives, and they deserve more than uncertainty. A friend of mine once said, "Immigrant families like mine have the strength to overcome and build." To those who have put the targets on the backs of our communities, hear me loud and clear. Others may run this country, but immigrants are the ones who make it run. We're done asking, we're done waiting, we're done being temporary. Thank you.
Give it up for Angela one more time. We want justice, you say how?
We want justice, you say how?
ICE out of Boston now.
ICE out of Boston now.
We want justice, you say how?
We want justice, you say how?
ICE out of Boston now.
ICE out of Boston now.
We want justice, you say how?
We want justice, you say how?
ICE out of Boston now.
ICE out of Boston now.
Hands off our neighbors 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 now.
I really want to highlight what Angela said. I want to thank you so much for sharing the particular stories of our community members who have been killed by ICE, because they are not just another number.
That's right.
The Trump administration, Angela is exactly right, is trying to dehumanize our neighbors. Wants to make us forget, not think about what they are going through. Because what we are seeing here, all around you, look how big this crowd is. It's solidarity. It's the immigrant and the non-immigrant community standing together, shoulder to shoulder. And that is what scares Donald Trump more than anything. And you know, they're trying to say that, okay, they're taking a step back. You know, they've replaced the Nazi Bovino, which is good, but who do they put in his place? Tom Homan, the architect of the family separation policy. They're saying that they are pulling back from their disgusting mission in Maine. But they're planning one in Springfield, Ohio. So are we going to take our foot off the gas? Are we going to take our foot off the gas? Absolutely not, because we have them on the back foot. But now is actually the time to go harder, to shut it down, because we know our own power. And they know it too. So I really want to shout out Angela and all of the brave people fighting for our TPS community. So next, we are gonna hear from another incredible musical group, Music for the People. Please give a warm welcome to V Vocal.
So we're not here to sing for you, we're here to sing with you. This first song has only 3 words: hostile government takeover. And here's your part. It's a takeover, it's a takeover, a hostile government takeover. It's a takeover, it's a takeover, a hostile government. You gotta keep it going. It's a takeover, it's a takeover, a hostile government. We'll add some harmony. It's a takeover, it's a takeover, a hostile government. Now listen up. When due process rights are under attack, what do we do? Stand up, fight back. Due process rights are under attack. I said, what do we do? Stand up, fight back. It's a takeover, it's a takeover, a hostile government takeover. It's a takeover, it's a takeover, a hostile government takeover. Voting rights are under attack. What do we do? Stand up, fight back. I said voting rights are under attack. Now, what do we do? Stand up, fight back. It's a takeover, it's a takeover, a hostile government takeover. It's a takeover, it's a takeover, a hostile government takeover. Immigrant rights are under attack. What do we do? Stand up, fight back. Yeah, immigrant rights are under attack. What do we do? Stand up, fight back. It's a takeover, it's a takeover, a hostile government takeover. It's a takeover, it's a takeover, a hostile government takeover. Human rights are singing in the streets and in the pews. And we're going to keep building our singing muscle here in Boston. And here's a song that we learned from the folks in Minneapolis. Here's your part in Spanish. No están solos. Repeat that. No están solas. Juntos hacemos la liberación. They are not alone. Together we will achieve liberation. And we're just going to keep singing it until thousands of you are singing along with us. And here's how it goes. No están solos, no están solas, juntos hacemos la liberación. That's it. No están solos, no están solas, juntos hacemos la liberación. Everybody, keep it going. No están solos, no están solas, juntos hacemos la liberación. Sing it to each other. No están solos, no están solas, juntos hacemos la liberación. Now without me. No están solos, no están solas, juntos hacemos la liberación. One more time all together. No están solos, no están solas, juntos hacemos la liberación. You sound beautiful, Boston. Keep singing.
We're not cold, we're not afraid.
Cold, we're not afraid.
Minnie taught us to be brave.
Minnie taught us to be brave. We're not cold, we're not afraid. Minnie taught us to be brave. We're not cold, we're not afraid. Minnie taught us to be brave. We're not cold, we're not afraid. Minnie taught us to be brave. Give it up for B Vocal. Now before I bring up our next speaker just to introduce her, I mentioned at the top, we're all seeing how much this movement is being led by young people. Our high school students, our college students, they are being much bolder and much braver than the adults. Because they are fighting for a world that they want to see, that they want to live in.
That's right.
Yesterday it was incredible to see when we were in Copley. There was suddenly a massive group of students coming from MIT and Harvard, from the Cambridge contingent, from Northeastern to the north and the south, all coming together. And they're getting organized. They're building networks of students who know that they need to fight back. So it's really incredible to see. And I say that as we introduce someone who is working hard to organize with college students. So please give a warm welcome to Stephanie from the
Educational Freedom Project. I'm a student at Northeastern and also the social justice representative for the Latin American Student Org. I grew up in Texas as the daughter of two hardworking Mexican immigrants. And as you can imagine, I live a unique experience as a Latina citizen. I was 10 years old when I first learned what ICE was. Donald Trump had just been elected president, and in my predominantly Hispanic elementary school, it became the only topic of conversation. The fears in everyone's eyes in the days following the election, teachers and students protected by DACA, and the sons and daughters of immigrants simply afraid. For me, November 2016 marked the moment I truly saw the depth of racism that still shaped America. Well, since then, things have not only changed, they've gotten worse. The U.S. has legalized racial profiling, people have been incentivized to join ICE through payouts, and Latino citizens across the U.S. have felt helpless and censored. As a Latina citizen, I do live in constant fear of losing my parents. My parents have sat me down and explained what to do if they were ever detained by immigration. Being thousands of miles from home, I don't have the privilege to think that they will always be there when I come back. As a Latina citizen, I understand why my Latino peers are scared to come to protest, knowing that during this day and age, speaking out can jeopardize those who we love. As a Latina citizen, it's hard to see the way my community has been villainized. We see so many distorted pictures of what a criminal looks like, and they're portrayed to look like me. But I refuse to be a second-class citizen. It took an immense amount of strength to share my story with you all today, one that so many experience. I feel privileged to be surrounded by supportive community members who I know have my back. Being born on the right side, I have the privilege to be able to protest. But activism doesn't start with a protest. It doesn't start with a megaphone. It starts when you start to say, eso no está bien. That is not right. It doesn't start by asking to take up space. It starts by asking yourself, who benefits when I don't? As a woman who learned how to translate her parents' bills before I learned how to advocate for myself, I was taught resilience before I was taught to rest. But survival doesn't have to be the end goal. What we're fighting for is our futures, not just to survive, but to live with dignity, safety, and belonging. What is happening in Minnesota is not an isolated moment. It is a part of a long history of attacks on our rights and our humanity. So I ask you, when you leave here today, do not leave this energy behind. Talk to your friends, show up to meetings, call your representatives. Support immigrant-led organizations, challenge racist narratives when you hear them. Activism doesn't only live in protest, it lives in how we care for one another every single day. We deserve safety, we deserve dignity, and we deserve a future free from fear. ICE has no place here, and neither does silence. Thank you.
Give it up! To our brave sister for sharing her story. Yeah, as a fellow Mexican, an immigrant from Mexico myself, it really is heartening to see a young person, a young Latina, sharing her story, joining the fight for her family, for her community, and for everyone. So I think we're beholden to learn a chant. Are we ready to learn a chant in Spanish? We're gonna say, I'll tell you what it is and then we can do it. Okay. It goes, escucha, escucha, which means listen, listen. So I'll say, you repeat. Then the second part is, estamos en la lucha. It means we are in the struggle, we are in the fight. Are we ready?
Yes!
Escucha, escucha.
Escucha, escucha.
Estamos en la lucha.
Estamos en la lucha.
Escucha, escucha. Estamos en la lucha. Escucha, escucha. Estamos en la lucha. Escucha, escucha. Estamos en la lucha. Because we know that they're on the front lines of keeping our children, our community safe. Our next speaker is an educator who is on the ground in Minneapolis, a leader of the American Federation, the president of the American Federation of Teachers, Massachusetts. Please give a warm, warm welcome to Jessica Tang.
When I say, what do we want? You say, ice out. What do we want?
Ice out!
What do we want?
Ice out!
When do we want it? What do we want? When do we want it? All right. Good. Actually, I think it's afternoon. It's been a long day. Sorry. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Jessica Tang, proudly representing the American Federation of Teachers, Massachusetts, representing over 25,000 pre-K through higher ed educators and staff, including the AAUP and also the Massachusetts Staff Library Association. So the librarians as well. Let's give it up for the librarians. So, I am a middle school social studies teacher, and I taught about democracy and civics. And so what we're facing right now is extremely, extremely distressing, because what we're seeing is the backsliding of democracy and attempts to consolidate authoritarianism. Those are some big words, but basically all that means is we have a small group of people at the top, mostly billionaires, who are trying to consolidate and abuse their power. Boo. And the abuse of power is sickening. Last Friday, I had the opportunity to go with my international president, Randy Weingarten, to go to Minneapolis and bear witness that day when they had their incredible march. We started at the airport, and we saw there people who are willing, they were religious leaders, faith leaders, who are willing to participate in nonviolent disobedience, because the ICE patrols are now going into the hospitals and targeting airport workers. Right? 100 of them were willing to get arrested, and there are 200 or 300 more bearing witness in support. Okay. What I saw was going to the union halls. We went to the St. Paul Federation of Teachers, we went to Education Minnesota, we went to the Minneapolis Federation of Educators, our sister locals out there. We went to the Carpenters Hall where they were doing art builds together. And then 50,000 people marching in the street in negative 20 to negative 30 degree weather. But can I tell you, I'm feeling like it's a little balmy after marching a mile in negative 30 degree weather. And if they can do it, we can do it too. If they can use their economic leverage to shut down the economy, because we workers, there's more of us than there are of the billionaires, we can do it too. They had over 700 businesses shut down in solidarity that day. And what I also want to share back is some of the things that I learned there. There are over 100 students that are missing. You may have heard about the 5-year-old boy who was in his little blue bunny hat and his little Spider-Man jacket. For those of us who also have children that age, I have a 4-year-old myself, I cannot imagine what it must feel like right now for his mom to be separated from him and his family while he is sitting in a jail in Texas now. This is what is happening to the children right now. And it's teachers too. Right before I went there, they had a teacher who was going to work, simply turning into the parking lot of her school. She got hit by an ICE car. They said she was obstructing them when we have it on video that she was just trying to go to work. They broke her car window and pulled her out of the car and detained her. And what they're doing is they're doing it as quickly as possible
So within 6 to 8 hours, they're trying to ship people out of the state so they can't get in touch with lawyers and we can't stop the illegal things that they're doing. They are doing it on purpose. Cruelty is their tactic. So we need to follow the lead of Minnesota, other places, Chicago, Portland, and here in Massachusetts, we are standing up to ICE too. We are in our third surge ourselves, and so when I asked though, how do we stand in solidarity with you all in Minnesota? They said, do not let them do to us or do to you what they've done to us. You need to continue to prepare. So what does that mean? That means we need to continue speaking up, showing up for each other, participating in marches like this, but on March 28th, the next No King's Day, we need all of Boston Common to be filled up. We as educators, we're setting up school safety teams, and we need to work with our neighbors in our school communities to keep our schools and our students and families safe too. And we need to participate in mutual aid too, because what happens when a parent is taken or a child is taken is they do need to get attorneys, but they also need help because their breadwinner may not be able to then work and be able to pay the rent and the bills and provide groceries and foods for the rest of their family. So mutual aid is important. So yesterday, I was at a tax justice convening because, again, let's not forget, wealth inequality and the billionaire power grab is a part of the authoritarianism that we're facing right now. And we were with actually the president of the Washington Educators Association, and so we decided to have a little friendly rivalry, Seahawks versus Patriots. And they are going to be fundraising for Minneapolis, and we're going to be in a friendly competition to fundraise for St. Paul, because it's not just Minneapolis that's being impacted, it's all of Minnesota, and we need to show them that we stand in solidarity and are going to support them. So this is a QR code for a friendly competition with the Seahawks fans to show that Pats Nation also stands with Minnesota. And if you're not a football fan, that's okay. I actually had to ask, when is the Super Bowl? How much time do we have? But please do support our siblings in St. Paul. But I'm going to end with this and just say that it was really, really tough being in Minneapolis on Friday and seeing like literally a mile-long crowd of people showing up in negative 30-degree weather. And then the next day, learning about Alex Preddy.
Shame!
And you would think that maybe it might scare people not to participate in ice watches or not to be observers. And I want you to know what actually happened there. So many people in that area, it's called Eat Street in Minnesota, they said that is not okay. And so many volunteers flooded into that neighborhood that they had to actually break up the neighborhood into smaller groups because their chats and their communications were so full of new people who were stepping up because they said it was not okay. And we need to do that too. It was yesterday actually, I was with the president of the St. Paul Federation of Teachers, and I said, you know, what is the one message you want all of the rest of us to have? And again, she said, prepare. Organize, build the micro networks that you need in your neighborhoods, build relationships, build trust, have the infrastructure ready. What we did on the 23rd in Minnesota, she said, it didn't just happen overnight or spontaneously. Don't believe that. She said, we have already been involved in deep organizing and communicating with each other, building the infrastructure, building the trust, and you cannot just have it happen overnight. So things can get worse, and we have to be prepared. So she said the best thing you can do to stand in solidarity with us is to prepare too. So please, get out there, talk to your neighbors, join the ice watches, join the school safety teams, join the organizations, call your legislators. Let's pass some legislation here in Massachusetts too. There's a good start. We gotta keep going. We can't do this because at the end of the day, who keeps us safe? Who keeps us safe? Who keeps us safe? We can do this, Massachusetts. immigrant or whether you're not an immigrant. To the point that they are attacking our Native American communities in the Twin Cities and across the country. Literally the original communities of the Americas. So it is so important that we hear from the Native American Indian Center of Boston here today. So to read their statement, please give it up again for Carl Clare!
This statement is by Jean-Luc Parit, who's the board president of the North American Indian Center of Boston. Dear friends, I apologize for not physically being there as I am back in Tunica Biloxi home territory for a funeral. This land, the land we're standing on now, is sacred to the Wampanoag, Nipmuc, Massachusetts, Mi'kmaq, Maliseet, Passamaquoddy, Penobscot, and all those who hold cultural and ancestral ties. That's right. As urban Indigenous peoples, we share in your grief over the murders of Alex Preddy, Renee Good, and Keith Porter. Minneapolis is the home and birthplace of the American Indian movement. North American Indian Center of Boston shares history with our Minnesota relatives through the lives and work of our former members. Christy Nome and her armed and reckless militia are a clear and present danger to urban Indigenous lives. That's right. We see the 3 Oglala Sioux tribe members being held at Fort Snelling. We recall the concentration camps of the U.S. Dakota War of 1863. We further recall the internment of Indigenous peoples in 1675 on Boston Harbor Islands. Shame on that. And while our fight for justice and liberation of Turtle Island is protracted, history must not trivialize the day-to-day realities that ICE targets our homeless and our daycare centers. On Thursday afternoon, Governor Maura Healey announced legislation to protect sensitive locations and state facilities across the Commonwealth. NICOB's home on South Huntington Avenue in Jamaica Plain is secured by a 99-year lease. Therefore, we have a call to action to defend native space in the city of Boston. Urban Indigenous peoples need the delivery of cultural and social services now more than ever. We deserve the protection extended to state facilities from arrests and staging. Absent coordination with public officials, we must call upon our grassroots supporters. We will not cede another square inch of native space in Boston. We call on all of you to keep urban Indigenous peoples safe. Boston and New England present a unique challenge in the face of the racialized criminalization of Indigenous peoples, because many of NICOB's community members cross the Canadian border under Jay's Treaty. Indigenous peoples can be immigrants as well. We have seen disregard for tribal IDs with impunity from ICE agents. Can we even trust them to respect treaty rights? Boo. In closing, I remind you of the scholarship of Aimé Césaire of Martinique, who points out the formidable shock in return of the imperial boomerang. Fascism is colonialism turned inward. As urban Indigenous peoples, we call on you to stand with us as we have stood with you.
Thank you.
Give it up for Carl and for Jean-Luc! 1, 2, 3, 4!
1, 2, 3,
member of our community.
That's right!
That we realize that ICE is attacking every single member of our community. And so before I pass it off to our next speaker, I really want to shout out one way that we are taking care of each other. We have here a form of mutual aid that we are doing here in Boston for our people in Minnesota. It's an organization called Open Market Minnesota, Open Market MN. And right here, we can text the words ICE out Boston, all one word, no spaces, ICEOUT Boston, to 53-555. That's 53-555. Because again, there are so many ways that we are showing up to this struggle. And there's a big QR code if folks are able to see it, right here next to me. So, without further ado, I would love to invite up another leader of our movement. Someone who feels like I've known for a long time, but I think we actually met on January 10th. There are weeks where decades happen, as they say. So please, give a warm welcome to the Executive Director of Massachusetts 5051, Rebecca!
The Twin Cities are under federal occupation. ICE is executing people on the streets. Preschools are being tear gassed. My friend was arrested yesterday. And the government keeps telling us lies and to not believe our own eyes. What the fuck is happening? My name is Rebecca Winter, and I am Executive Director for Mass 5051. Let's get into it. So let's start with Noah. Noah is a father and an Army veteran who has devoted their life to community care. They have spent the last weeks in Minnesota with a group of U.S. veterans. They are providing medical support and mutual aid to non-violent civilians. These are people exercising their First Amendment rights just like we are doing here today. Noah just reached out to me this week to let me know just how devastating the federal occupation in the Twin Cities really is. Their group is wearing defensive tactical gear because the streets are war zones. Shame. I want you to let that sink in. Trained U.S. veterans feel it is necessary to suit up in tactical gear just to offer medical aid to civilians in this country. Because the so-called federal law enforcement is acting so recklessly and that dangerously. Now, Noah was arrested yesterday outside of the Whipple Hill Detention Center while he was protecting a woman protesting. He was violently thrown to the ground by law enforcement, and he suffered injuries. He was held overnight by the Hennepin County Jail with no bail set. But our group rallied overnight. We used the networks that we've been building in this last year, and during this rally, I heard he posted bail. These things are hard to do in the cold, man. So their organization, if you want to look them up, is Veterans for Peace. And I know that we are asking for donations today in Minnesota, but I'm going to ask you to also go to veteransforpeace.org and shoot them a donation because they're doing the real work on the front lines right now. In addition to hunting down immigrants like animals, many who are here legally with no criminal record, ICE is now going after activists. There are reports from Minnesota, Maine, and even here in Massachusetts that ICE is showing up at activists' homes, taking their photos, and telling them, "You are now on a terrorist list." That is intimidation. It is harassment, and it is illegal. Fuck ICE. In Minnesota, they're arresting protesters, American citizens, and throwing them into crowded ICE detention facilities without adequate access to food or water. They are denying them phone calls and legal representation. This is how authoritarianism works. They want fear to do the work for them. So let me ask you this. Who keeps us safe?
We keep us safe.
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 ICE has already killed at least 4 people this year. 4 lives ended, 4 families destroyed, and still they escalate. In Texas, at least 1,000 children inside a detention camp protested this week. Cheer them on, but take in that they are children. A 5-year-old and a 2-year-old were detained in Minnesota and trafficked all the way to Texas. The 5-year-old, who we have all seen in his blue bunny ears and his Spider-Man backpack, is a U.S. citizen. He is now ill with a fever and vomiting behind bars in an overcrowded cell. Tear gas and so-called less lethal weapons have been used around children right outside of schools. An 8-month-old stopped breathing, and she and her ill sibling were rushed to a local hospital. There is no way to rationalize this level of force. There is no version of justice that looks like this. Fuck ICE. I am a mother. I have a 6 and an 8-year-old. And they made me this sign, if you're wondering why I have that up here. They made me bring it today. This week, another mom reached out to me, not for carpool, not for play dates. She wanted to know how she could find a well-fitting respirator for her 5-year-old. No parent should ever have to ask that question. And yet that is the reality we're living in today, right? This violence is not accidental. This chaos is not a mistake. It is a strategy. They are trying to intimidate us, to exhaust us, to scare us into silence. They want to manufacture a crisis to justify more harm, more repression. They hope to cancel the midterms and cling to power. But here's where they get it wrong. We are not the threat. We are the patriots. We believe in the Constitution. We believe in the right to protest. We believe in community care. We believe in non-compliance in the face of injustice. Because there are more of us than there are of them. History is written by people who refuse to comply with cruelty, and we are those people. So let me hear you. ICE out now. 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 Here's what we do now. First, prepare locally. Get to know your neighbors. Build hyper-local networks of care now, not later. Do today what Minnesota had to build under fire. Second, get trained. Learn de-escalation, know your rights, and become a verifier with Lamothe. Third, join a mass mobilization organization. Mass 5051 needs volunteers. Movements don't grow on vibes, they grow on commitment. And it is time for all of us to commit.
That's right!
We will not be intimidated.
No!
We will not abandon each other.
No!
We will stay organized.
That's
We will
right.
take care of our communities, and we will abolish ICE.
That's right!
Alrighty. We've got Babam up, and I'm loving the fuck Trump energy.
Justice for John Lamothe! Justice for Joseph Ford!
I'm clap your hands, people! Ready? Clap your hands!
Clap your hands! Clap your hands! Clap your
Thank you, BAM, the Boston Area Brigade of Activist Musicians! Folks, we are all done for the day. Thank you, everybody, for coming out here today. I want to tell you, I'm Jeremy from Mass 5051, by the way. Thanks to you, we raised over $3,000 today to support our friends in Minneapolis. Thank you! Thank you! Thank you!
How many people are here?
Thank you all for coming out! We'll see you next time. Do not forget March 28th, the next No Kings! We'll see you all out there. Goodbye!
How many people are here? How many? Do you have an
You love the flag.